Hello, welcome back to the channel. And today we will be doing the first of a few videos here. I'm going to try to figure out what exactly my schedule is going forward. I'm mass recording these. And I think what I want to do for the next month or two until college football is with the Power Five conferences, there's 5 days of the week. Don't need to explain everyone that. And have each conference get one day. I'm going to figure out what exactly I want to do with that, whether Big Ten comes out Wednesday or Monday. Who knows? I think might be Big Ten Mondays and then go from there. But yeah, we'll start off just predicting every game, kind of like what we did with the NFL season. And I think it'd be a good way for me to set off everyone's expectations, be super straight up, super straightforward, and just talk about basically what I think each team's going to do. I believe we're like what 2 months out until the season, so that should be 8 days. If I can do, winners, losers, sneaky favorites, dark horses, the best case, worst case scenario, questions, big questions, things like that, right? And I think that this would be a really good way to do it is just doing a conference a day all the way up until that time. So that's what the plan is for now. And let's get right in it with the Big Ten. Week one. Now, there's a few games here that we do have lines for, which I will factor in heavily, especially with the teams I'm not super good with. I like to think I have a really good grasp of the Big Ten and a lot of the major teams, but obviously there's some teams where I'm just like, I don't really know what the hell is going on, and I really got to figure it out. So let me quickly pull up the football here. I'm just going to load this. Sorry for the bad podcasting slash videoing right now. And can I filter by conference? That'd be huge if I could. I don't know if I can on here. I know I can actually. I'm thinking of the Barstool Sports books. I might pull that up too. But for right now, we'll just go through here. Week one, Nebraska, Minnesota. I like Nebraska a lot, but it's a Thursday night game. It's a standalone game. Minnesota is going to take this. They're going to hold home field advantage. Let me slide this other way so you can get the running totals here. Hopefully those can slide down. But that's what we have right now. Purdue, Fresno. Let me see if we even have a line on that game. Let's see. Purdue. Purdue is a 6 point favorite at home against Fresno. They got to win in their first game at home. That's just for the conference, right? Let's see. Rutgers, 3 point favorite at home. So we'll take them. Maryland, obviously. Wisconsin, obviously. Ohio State, obviously. Michigan State. I'm curious to see what the line is. I don't 14 and a half. Okay. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Central Michigan makes it a relatively close game, but I mean, let's be honest here. Penn State should handle business a lot. Um, Obviously, everyone's high on Penn State and getting a Power Five opponent right off the bat. One of the worst ones there is, getting ahead of that, but, that's just what it is there. And let's just check the other ones and just see who's on upset watch. Iowa, 3 touchdown favorite. Illinois, I sorry I said Illinois. It's just because I'm looking at I'm spelling it as I'm typing it. Illinois advances, so the Big Ten goes undefeated outside of poor Indiana. So they're already starting off 0-1. All right, week two. I want to pick Colorado. I really do. Shout out Zay, loves Colorado, but Nebraska is going to take care of business there. Temple might be favored against Rutgers. Let's see. Oh, they only have week one games up here, and then some of the big games. So I'll go back to my other tab here. I think Temple could win this game. Really wouldn't be surprised, but we're gonna have Rutgers take care of business. Washington State. This game could be a big one. Let's see. Yeah, so there's nothing there. I'm going to go with Wisconsin on the road. Tough task, but I think that Fick will come and get the guys fired up and going. And you got to pick the Big Ten over the Pac-12. Iowa State, Iowa. This might be a game that we have one for. I'm very interested to see what they end up. Oh, they have Iowa State as a slight favorite, but I believe Iowa owns this game. And coming in with Cade McNamara, I think that Iowa's going to be a team to look out for. As crazy as it is, watch out for Iowa, right? Indiana gets one of their only wins of the year there. Illinois, Kansas. This is going to be a good one. I know they moved this date. They don't have a day for the game, but I think they moved. It's not Saturday. They moved this, I believe, to a Thursday. It was or Friday. I think it's a standalone, but I think Illinois goes in and gets business done. As surprising as that is for a lot of people, I think they get it done. And then we'll just go through this. Pretty much that's the only other competitive game. The rest of these ones are all pretty simple. And then Virginia Tech Purdue. Is this a big enough game to get a standalone line? It is not, but I think Vatech holds it home. Graham Wells, I believe, is back. He's the kid from Marshall a few seasons ago, but they need to really figure it out. And Enter Sandman will be firing as unfortunately Purdue falls. Duke, great program, playing a bad Big Ten team in Northwestern. Super easy. I like the fact that they're going to be able to get a Power Five win. Unfortunately, at the expense of the Big Ten, but it's Northwestern, so who really cares? Indiana, Louisville. Louisville comes in and runs them around the gym. Hard, I guess, gridiron, but that's just what it is. Hughes brings back Garrett Schrader. That's enough for me. I'm really low on Purdue this season, and hopefully they can figure it out eventually. But Syracuse beats Purdue in back-to-back seasons. Illinois, Penn State. This game will actually be kind of a trap game. The first game that Penn State really has to face and try, but of course they get the job done. Washington comes in as well. They take care of business against Penn State. Illinois does lose a lot. They got a lot of good trench guys, but Penn State probably can just out athlete them. I mean, I think it'll be similar to the Michigan game Michigan Illinois game where it's kind of a game for 3 quarters, 4 quarters, but eventually Penn State pulls away. Probably under a 2-score game there for sure. Washington comes in, takes care of the woodshed, burns it down. If Michigan won't advance, I think that they're going to burn it down now. Ohio State, obviously. Rutgers, Virginia Tech. This is a tough one because Rutgers really sucks, but at home, getting fired up against Virginia Tech, I got Virginia Tech, man. I don't know what to tell you. Michigan, obviously. Maryland, obviously. Virginia is probably one of the worst Power Five teams. I'll see if I can have any of their odds up here. I know they stink. Let me pull up, see if I can get their win total, just so everyone can understand what the hell is going on with Virginia. Virginia 3.5 wins, and it's juiced to the under. So they're expecting them to go 3-9 at the best. Obviously, tragedy off the field. Thoughts and prayers to them and the family, and they lost a lot of good players in that, unfortunately, as it is. But obviously, things are a bit more important in sports, as Rico Bosco would say, something's bigger than sports. But they lost those players, but Virginia is an absolute fire, and losing some of their best players in such a bad tragedy is horrific. But obviously, we're talking about football here and not anything else. So thoughts and prayers to the victims, but it doesn't help their football team in the slightest. North Carolina, Minnesota. Drake May versus what is it? Alan Kazidis, the Greek kid from whatever. He's now the quarterback over at Minnesota. They lost Mo Ibrahim. They've got a lot of good still players. Sneaky NFL skill position factory over there. Rashad Bateman, obviously, too. So, I don't think Minnesota is going to get boat raced here, but this is a really, really fun and interesting game. I cannot wait to watch. Good little slate here with Washington, Michigan State, and Minnesota, Nebraska, or North Carolina. I love it. Speaking of Nebraska, they're going to beat Northern Illinois, go 2-1, get them at home. Wisconsin beats Georgia Southern, who lost to Nebraska last year, and then Iowa takes care of business against one of the better MAC teams this year. I think. I have no idea. I'll look at the MAC if I ever end up doing a prediction on them, but I'll get into it then. Week 4, Notre Dame, Ohio State, one of the first big games of the year. Notre Dame is a 8.5-point dog. It's going to be, let's get cute here and pick Notre Dame. No. Okay. Ohio State rolls them. Penn State, Iowa, sneaky game here. Iowa is going to muck it up and keep it close, but I think Penn State pulls ahead here and goes and gets the job done. Michigan obviously beats Rutgers. Nebraska, Indiana. Michigan State, Maryland's a good one, but I'll just fly through the ones that are going to be easier. Florida Atlantic's got some dudes, but Illinois at home, Minnesota on the road, and then Wisconsin takes care of business against Purdue. Maryland, Michigan State. So this is when we really start to see what happens here, because the wheels could fall off quickly, right, with Michigan State. I kind of want to do a video on them where I break them down individually. Right now, they're projected to win 5 games. I think this is a game they drop, but it's really tight. Really tight. So, I mean, I would not be surprised if it goes either way. I think this is a pick 'em regardless. If you can get, anything higher than +3 on either side, which I would imagine Maryland's going to be probably like +3.5, 4 in this game. Sorry, minus, excuse me. And Michigan State's be a plus money at home. I would lean them against the spread, but we're doing straight up here. So Maryland gets that and advances. What even is Maryland's win total? Just so I kind of know in the back of my head what's going on. 7.5. Okay. Going forward here now, week 5. Starting to get some buys here, but we have Penn State, Northwestern, easy. Maryland, easy. Minnesota, easy. Purdue loses to Illinois. Rutgers beats Wagner. I almost said Wagner, like the Michigan players. And then Iowa takes care of business against State. That's what I'm saying with State. It could get ugly quick. You're already 2-3. You blink and it's 2-3. You're out of conference schedule. Being Washington, I'm surprised they didn't buy all that game as soon as we found out that Penix is actually good over there. But that's what we're doing here. Michigan takes care of Nebraska relatively easily. I think Michigan will start to roll going forward here. Week 6, Howard, Northwestern. Northwestern gets another win. What's their win total? Probably like 3.5 as well. I'd be shocked if it was anything higher. Yep, 3.5. Juice the over though, so we'll see how that goes. Wisconsin takes care of Rutgers. Iowa, Ohio State, Illinois, Nebraska. Tough game. I'll use win totals. You kind of use math here. Nebraska 6.5. Illinois is 6.5 as well. So this is probably gonna be like a pick'em type game, but Illinois gets slight favorite at home. So give me that. Michigan wins the Little Brown Jug, potentially rematch in the conference championship game. Who knows? Going up through here, Penn State, UMass. Jesus, this late in the season. What is this? Week 7. This would be like what? Do they have dates on here? They don't, but they do. Mid-October, you're playing UMass. Come on, Penn State. Ohio State. Obviously, it's funny. They always joke about how they beat, Purdue can beat them and stuff or whatever, but don't see it here. Michigan State, Rutgers. The fact that I have to think about this one is terrifying, but give me Michigan State. Michigan destroys Indiana. Maryland beats Illinois in a close one. I could see that flipping either way. And then Wisco, Iowa. If it was home team wins in this game. If it was the other way around, it'd be the home team, but that's what we have for now. Nebraska, Northwestern, Nebraska, easy. Rutgers, Indiana, in the battle of, basically a mid-off, not even a mid. That's a compliment to those guys. Based on win totals, I think Indiana is like, what, 3.5, and Rutgers is, I think, 3.5 as well. Yes, so they're both juiced the over. I got Indiana winning at home. I mean, they got to, right? They got to, right? That game is a Thursday night football equivalent for the Big Ten. Michigan State. What do you think this was? And then let me see if I can get a Ohio State game score. Ohio State, Indiana, Ohio State, Notre Dame, Ohio State 10.5 against Penn State at home. That's crazy. That's crazy. Ohio State, though, does win, but it'd be closer than we think. Illinois, Wisco. I like Illinois a lot, man. I do. I have them probably higher than they should on win total, but I'll take them there. And Iowa, Minnesota. Iowa takes care of business at home. Next week 9, Nebraska, Purdue. Nebraska wins. Purdue stinks again, unfortunately for them. Northwestern, Maryland, Penn State. Ohio State destroys Wisconsin. And then Minnesota takes care of business against Michigan State again. Wisconsin, Iowa, Ohio State, Michigan State, Nebraska. Big game, real big game. I'll get back to that in a minute. Michigan, Penn State, and Minnesota takes care of business against Illinois. And this is where it's like, what's really going on over here in terms of Nebraska, Michigan State? It's going to be, 5-3 versus 3-5. Michigan State pulls this one off. I think Nebraska is going to be rolling by now, and Michigan State could be in free fall, like full on tuck. What are you doing, man? But I think that Nebraska takes care of business there. Ohio State then rips the wheels off of Michigan State, kills them. Nebraska, Maryland. Michigan State versus Penn State, Michigan. That's a big one. We'll come back to that in a second. Purdue wins a good game at home. Kind of get that going in the mix there. Illinois, easy. Wisco, easy. Iowa, easy. Michigan walks in, takes care of business. I'll be in attendance, so that factors in it. Let me just double check if they have Michigan. What Michigan's 35-point favorite against them, 20-point favorite against Michigan State, and then Penn State 2.5-point favorite Michigan on the road. That says a lot. An on the road favorite says a lot. So we'll be taking Michigan there. In addition, I think it's going to happen. I'm just trying to be a little bit not too biased myself, but it's hard to do. It's Michigan football. Like I plan everything around it. Okay, it's my thing. I love these guys. All right. Now going forward, we've got Penn State, Wisco. I'm kidding. I wanted to do it so bad. Purdue wins. Ohio State wins. Michigan trap game against Maryland takes care of business. Iowa versus Illinois. Iowa takes it. Week 13, really getting down to the brass tacks here. Last week of the season. What's at stake? I'll any team with stake, I'll do it. So this is what I've been talking about beforehand. I think Michigan State legitimately wins this game. It's going to be to get a bowl game. It'll be in Ford Field. I really think that's a big game. Ford Field's actually an advantage, I think, for them. Indoors, more people are going to come. A lot more alumni for both Michigan and Michigan State live in Detroit than they do in their respective campuses of East Lansing and Ann Arbor, right? I mean, hell, I said I might go to the game just for fun, right? And just wear a Michigan shirt and be like, I own you both. Or if Penn State somehow beats Michigan and we needed to get in, we'll see what happens. Rutgers, Maryland. Maryland wins. Obviously, I almost had Rutgers win. What am I doing? Purdue beats Indiana in their rival there. Minnesota, Wisconsin, big game. Illinois, Northwestern. I got Illinois winning that one pretty clearly. Michigan beats Ohio State again, 3 years in a row. 4 years since we've lost to them because obviously the whole us ducking them during COVID thing. I'll admit it. I don't care. 12-0, Michigan 9-0 going to the playoff. I'll do in one where I do every game and I'll just kind of do the results and show what's going on. But that's what I got for now. Excuse me. And then Wisco, Minnesota, and Iowa, Nebraska. So 9-2, both of them. I believe that's over their win totals for both programs. Let me see here. I will look real quick. Iowa 7.5, and Wisconsin is going to be 8.5. So they have Wisconsin pretty much here and losing one of these games. I think this is a Minnesota line of stand game, and they get it done. And I think Iowa wins. So Iowa's gonna be 10-2 going into the college football playoff. Yeah, and not playoff going into the championship game. Obviously, Michigan takes care of business, and it'd be interesting to see who gets the Rose Bowl out of Ohio State and Iowa. I guess we'll have to see going forward. But this is what I have for now. Here's your predictions. Write them down. Hold them against me. Do what you want. I'll see if I can. Can I even tweet these out? Let's see. Is there a way to do it? No. But yeah, that's what we have for now. Again, let me know down below what you think is happening. Really high on Maryland, I guess, huh? I'm trying to think of some of these win totals that are like totally out of the way for me. Who do I have Penn State losing to? That's weird. Why? What? Hold on a minute. Conference starts in week 6. Penn State, where are you? So obviously you lose to the big guys. So have you losing to a West team? Oh, sorry, Michigan State beating right at the end. Yeah. Yeah, because I mean there'd be nothing, no juice, right? This is would make more sense, but no juice. And I think they make a bowl game. So that's me being nice, Michigan State. So guys like Zach and all my other Michigan State friends, Alex, Luke, all you guys, look, I'm doing it for you guys. So there's that. Wouldn't be surprised if it's 10-2, but yeah, 9-3 for the Maryland. They lose to these 3 guys, but take care of business everywhere else. Again, I could see them losing the state as well. That might make more sense if I were to put Maryland at 8-4 and Michigan State at 6-6 and Penn State at 10-2. But hey, my video, I do how I want. So that's what I have for now. Michigan State hits the over, Wisconsin over, Iowa over, Northwestern under, Rutgers and Indiana both barely under. But that's what I got for now. So again, yeah, sorry, I'm kind of going in circles here, but let me know down below what you think. Michigan to the playoffs, maybe Ohio State to the playoffs. We'll see how it all shakes out when I do my whole thing. But yeah, that's what I got. Let me know what you think down below, and we'll see you later. Peace.